here's a change that should be really, really simple. And this video is not going to be any longer than like 2 minutes. But man, some people are seeing this change and they're flipping out. And the fact of the matter is, this change doesn't do anything. Normally, I wouldn't even talk about it. But it's such a discussed thing. All right. Still in Article 110, 110.12, mechanical execution of work. Ever since the 1897 code, the 1897 code, right? Ever since the code was smaller than my phone, we've had a rule that says equipment must be installed in a neat and workmanlike manner. Guess what? We changed that. Oh, people are freaking out. Like, oh, neat and workmanlike. Just settle down, all right? The section was editorially revised to comply with the NEC Style Manual. The NEC Style Manual says, look, we need to have code rules that aren't any more subjective than they have to be, all right? Just like yourself, I like a black and white rule. I like it when the code says, look, if you're more than 6 feet, this is the rule. If you're less than 6 feet, that's the rule, right? I don't like words where it's like, what does that mean? Or terms when it's like, what does that mean? Let me ask you a question. What does neat and workmanlike mean? You're going to have a different answer than everybody else, right? No two people are going to agree. And let's just be honest here for a minute. When's the last time you said workmanlike to somebody? Outside of talking about the NEC. Forget the NEC for a minute. When's the last time you said in casual conversation, you know, that's workmanlike right there. Or that should be more workmanlike. It's not a phrase that's used anymore. So they took it out. Now, it doesn't change anything, and the words they replaced it with are just as subjective as neat and workmanlike, but I honestly think these are better words. Electrical equipment must be installed in a professional and skillful manner. Some people are like, oh, it's the PC police, and they want to change manhole to person hole, and everything. No, it's not. That wasn't even part of the discussion, all right? Professional and skillful. Yeah, somebody still has to decide what that means. But in my opinion, professional and skillful is a better phrase than neat and workmanlike. I really think it is. I think this is a good change. At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't think it changes anything, right? Call it neat and workmanlike or professional and skillful. It's the same requirement, right? So here's a person, he's actually in a conduit bending competition. And this guy installs things in a neat and workmanlike and professional and skillful and good and clean and nifty and awesome. Whatever adjective is your favorite, insert it there, okay? So do it like you know what you're doing, okay? That's what this section is trying to say. So how pretty does it have to be? I don't know. You know, I think we're looking at more than just pretty. When we say neat and workmanlike, to me, that seems like clean, you know what I mean? Professional and skillful, I think actually has more meat to it than that. Really, in my opinion, the only time that an inspector should be citing section 110.12 for neat and workmanlike or professional and skillful is if something's actually dangerous. You know, you may hate the way it looks, but the purpose of the code is practical safeguarding, right? Is this thing safe or not? Now, there could be a way to install something that is code compliant but still unsafe. If that's the case, then I think maybe that's where you look at it and say, man, you know what, that's not professional and skillful. You're going to get somebody hurt with that installation. So back when the book was this small, we probably needed a rule that said, look, man, install it like you know what you're doing. We have a lot of prescriptive requirements now in 2023. I don't think this rule is as necessary as it was 130 years ago, but I do still think that there's a place for it in the code. So there you go. Electrical equipment must be installed in a professional and skillful manner.